Mintra. Mintra.
Yo, what is going on, guys? What? 80 people in here? You guys are crazy. Y'all have nothing to do on this Monday? Bro, well, welcome in. We're chilling. Big chilling. Yep, this is the Bitcoin chart. Clearly, I'm a fucking noob when it comes to production. No, but actually, like, we're out here. Let me check my videos real quick. Make sure I'm chilling. Live. We're live, baby. So what's up, everyone? ETH and Bitcoin are dumping. Pulsechain's dumping. All right, bet it's working. Yeah, it's all dumping, right? It's an apocalypse. Wait, we have 104. Where's everyone coming from? Because we have like 13 people on YouTube, so we must have everyone on Twitter or Twitch or something. It's probably Twitter because no freaking way we have things on Twitch going on right now. So yeah, guys, what's going on? Let's look at some charts, or let's just hang out and mess around on this Monday. It's 5 p.m. PST, probably 8 p.m. Eastern time. So we've all had a long work day. We've all probably watched a couple Your Friend Saw Me videos. We're all probably anxiously waiting for the SEC response to Richard Hart. And you know what? So am I. Like, I have Nuclear Herbs open in a tab, and I'm just waiting, bro. Also, shout out to Nuclear Herbs, by the way, saying big thank you to the guys over at Pulse Domains and Mintra AI for helping him with some questions he had. He appreciates it. So 10 out of 10 would recommend. Yeah, Mintra team is insane. They're awesome. They're the best. Pulse Domains rocks as well. Critical infrastructure for Pulsechain. Shout out to everyone. So yeah, guys, what are we doing? We're just waiting. We're waiting for the court listener docket thing to appear. I'm no legal expert. I'm just waiting like you guys, hoping for some good news, hoping for a pamp. And yeah, we're just chilling. So on this day, that's pretty much it, dude. We're just waiting. We're waiting around. We're looking at price charts. We're scrolling Twitter. We're watching Sami videos. And yeah, we're hoping Bitcoin doesn't go to zero, hoping Ethereum doesn't go to zero, hoping Pulsechain doesn't go to zero, because let's be real, guys. This crypto stuff, it looks like it's going to zero. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, Bitcoin broke its bull market support band for the first time in like a fat minute. For those of you who don't know what the bull market support band is, it's a term coined by Benjamin Cowan from Into the Cryptoverse. Stellar guy, smart dude. And it pretty much consists of the 20-week moving average and the 21-week exponential moving average. And it creates this little band, this cute little band, which, you know, below it, doom, above it, moon. And the last time we saw price do something similar, you know, a fat red candle underneath the bull market support band, and then now we're kind of waiting to see what happens, was back here in August of last year. So if we're talking about recent seasonality, then it looks like we're what, a month ahead of schedule. But But yeah, I watched this Ben Cowan video the other day, and he pointed out a really interesting fact, and how, in summer tends to be kind of boring, dude. Like, we're just hanging out here, and Q4, aka October, seems to really be, in the recent years at least, when we finally did something. Like that one meme, right? Where there's that stick figure poking a logo with a stick and saying like, hey, do something. And then it dumps. It's like, no, not that. Do something else. But yeah, hey, do something. Bitcoin, do something ETH, do something Pulsechain. And yeah, recent seasonality says that, well, we don't really get much fun until October. We usually get kind of a summer lull. And again, this is just recently, not financial advice. Everything I say is for educational, not for educational, but rather for entertainment purposes only. And yeah, last August, we kind of just hung out during August and September, really did nothing underneath the bull market support band. People got bearish because we're getting these wicks as resistance, and these candles as resistance to the bull market support band. And then what do? We just we just broke it and just moved from there. Did like a 2 to 3x on Bitcoin from 28K to like 71K, or at that like 73K. Yeah, like 73K. But it seems to be playing out in a similar fashion. So guys, go enjoy your summer. Go on your boats or in your lakes, go on your yachts, just hang out by the pool. Just get away from the charts. Like, get your positions in if you expect this to be a kind of grinding sideways area, chopping area, and just like, wait, would be my not advice, not suggestion, just my, my peanut brain opinion, as Sami would say. So yeah. So I wouldn't expect anything crazy to happen this summer. Just kind of like, piss off and do your thing, bro. Like, enjoy your summer. Yeah, so that's Bitcoin for you guys. Ethereum, similar energy, just kind of, Ethereum truly is correlated to Bitcoin. It's bonded by thick liquidity. The ETH Bitcoin pair has been kind of at this 0.05 range. We have made a new high, all-time high on the ETH Bitcoin pair for like 7 years. So we're kind of similar to the gold bugs, us ETH bulls. But regardless, you know what? We have hope. We're waiting. We're hoping that Pulsechain Sack Addy has a Gigabrain, Giga Chad play on the ETH pair here. And yeah, guys, like, we did make a lower low compared to summer of 2022 on the ETH BTC pair, but now we're up above the bull market support band on that. So, but we're still forming lower highs. So it's really anyone's market. But if we're being very technical here, we've been in a downtrend on the ETH BTC pair ever since December of 2021, which we'd love to see that turn around, but historically that hasn't happened since, you guys know, right? Let's take some guesses in the chat before I tell you. No guesses? No guesses in the chat. Historically, the ETH BTC ratio hasn't turned around until after the Fed starts cutting rates. Usually that marks the bottom. So if we add US interest rates here, I'm not trying to be another Ben Cowan here. Go check out his channel, truly, if you want this kind of insight. But pin to new right scale. If you see this blue line, which indicates interest rates, let's make it a little brighter, maybe like a thick, I don't know, orange or something. What color do we want, everyone? Let's do pink, thick pink line. So historically, what happened, right? The ETH BTC ratio did not turn around until like a few months, right? We started cutting rates in June of 2019, and we didn't see an ETH BTC bottom, right? Cycle bottom until September of 2019. So what is that? Like a good, late June to early September, July, September, like 2 months, right? It took about 2 months and some change to see a proper reversal in the ETH BTC ratio after the Fed started cutting rates. And if you look at the, what is it? I have it bookmarked here. Fed, open tab, boom. I have this book, the CME Fed Watch. If we look at the probabilities of rate cuts, it looks like the meeting coming up in about 23 days here, the markets don't really expect rate cuts. to come in this next meeting. They really don't expect it until September 18th or so. About 70% chance of the first rate cut in how long? How long? Let's check. I mean, we've been raising rates ever since February of 2022. So yeah, it's pretty much, we haven't been cutting rates ever since pandemic type era, zombie virus type era. So I mean, that would be a nice turn of energy, a nice turn of events. And let me read chat real quick. Larry, will hit 50K hold. Think so? Yeah, we all hope so, right? But if it doesn't and it wicks to 48K, it's all good, right? Like cycles have crazy volatility. It's not like the S&P where a 20% dip indicates a recession. Like 20% dip, that's just another Tuesday in crypto. Hex, good to see, or Hex Ed 369, good to see you streaming, sir. Good to see you in the chat. And 0x Sparky, dope intro. Good to see you. Appreciate everyone being here. But yeah, guys, historically, ETH BTC ratio hasn't turned around until after the Fed starts cutting rates, and then that's when you get sort of high risk plays. Traditionally speaking, high risk plays being things like Ethereum, altcoins, etc., and the backs we care about like Pulsechain, PulseX, HEX, Incentive, Mintra, all that good stuff. Turning around until after ETH starts turning around, and you could argue that's even more relevant nowadays and more true, where it seems like the Pulsechain sacrifice address and budget, if you will, again, no expectations, has a direct play on ETH. So not only is it this sort of proxy, a leverage proxy, but now it's like a direct economic energy type thing, if you know what I mean. So yeah, guys, what are we doing? What are we doing today? How are we feeling? What do we want to look at? I have a bunch of charts open, a bunch of my sites open. Again, we're just all waiting for nuclear herbs, or I am anyways, to give some insight, or for the SEC to respond really to Richard. And it doesn't look like we've had that yet. So yeah, we're chilling. Oh, good shit. I'm gonna like that. I'm gonna retweet it as well. Boom, boom. Appreciate you sharing the live stream, Hex Ed. I appreciate that. Apparently, Twitter's where all the views are nowadays. But yeah, I mean, we can just scroll Twitter for a bit, look at charts, hang out on another Monday. Some Andrew Tate crypto jazz going on. Some mainstream media drama going on. Some political jazz going on. Self-improvement jazz. I mean, what does your guys' Twitter feed look like? Because my shit is cooked. Hodge twins. Shout out Hodge twins, bro. Are they still following? They're still following. They're real ones, man. I love these guys. I used to watch them back in the day, and then they followed me, and I was like, let's fucking go. And then I'm pretty sure they follow a bunch of Pulsechain and Hex, bro. So they're real ones. I'm not about to read all this though. Maybe on my own time, but not on stream here. Lol. Yeah, my timeline is cooked. Absolutely cooked. Nah, bro. Absolutely cooked. A bullish Sami tweet. I might just pull up a Sami vid. I'm not even gonna lie. Others BTC holding up fine. That means we're gonna make it. Bro's so bullish. I mean, hey, I would have loved to see this too. And you could say that illiquid markets, or relatively illiquid markets, like let's just compare altcoin markets to ETH markets, they can move quicker. They really can. They can front run other markets. So when I say like Fed cuts come first, then ETH BTC ratio comes next, and then alts come after that, like every leverage play on top of a base play can move quicker because of lower liquidity and because of the leverage proxy nature of it. I mean, that's how I see it. So if these degenerate altcoin bag holders sniff out the market like a rate cut before the rest of the market does, I mean, things can front run the baseline markets, right? I mean, that can just happen. So it's good to see some bullish Sami tweets. He's definitely someone you want to keep on your radar. 18 hours a day online, dropping videos, multiple YouTube videos a day, unlike me, dropping them once every few months. But hey, you know what? I'm trying to do better. Sami inspires me. So dropping charts. I mean, yeah. Yeah, don't trust random crypto females on the internet. Absolutely. Wick 48K, says Larry. Yeah, I mean, like that was just sort of a figurative statement, like a wick to 48, 46, 40, 30. It really doesn't matter. Scam wicks can happen all the time. If you're looking at things like liquidation maps and just liquidity of exchanges and all that. Who believes the hardest? Elsizzle. Who's here yelling the loudest? They probably believe the hardest, and that's why I'm shouting out Sami here, because I mean he's just on here all day, every day. For now, wearing his Pikachu hat, wearing his fluffy slippers, squeak chair. He's making memes. I mean, he's big chilling. He's he's one of the best of us, for sure. No, for sure. So who believes the hardest? I mean, you tell me, but you think we're behind this bull market? Says Hex Ed. My Twitter feed is usually a waste of time. I mean, ahead, behind, what does it really mean? You could say we're ahead because what did Bitcoin do? It broke all-time highs before its halving. And I don't have the halvings marked on here. You could probably look one on Bitcoin halving, like a random one. Invite only script. Bitcoin halving. Yeah, this is awful. Oh, there you go. Like this orange line, right? We had all-time highs before the halving, where historically we've never had that. Crossing previous cycle all-time highs. So you could say we're ahead in that sense. If you look at ROI after cycle peak, we're kind of on track. If you look at ROI after halving, I believe we're on track. One of those is on track, one is a little ahead. Don't quote me on either of those, but my point here is that you have some indicators saying we're ahead, some saying we're behind, some saying we're right on track. But in reality, the 4-year cycle, as brain dead as it may sound, it's kind of like that IQ meme, right? The bell curve where the low IQers are just like 4-year cycle, and then the mid curvers are just saying things like, trying to rationalize like Fed cut rates and seasonality and all this, and then the geniuses are just like 4-year cycle as well. So there definitely is some merit to just keeping things very, very simple and just looking at very basic patterns and looking at long-term trends as opposed to short-term noise. And so you could even argue zooming out to monthly candles, right? And saying, well, we're in a similar position to where we have been multiple times, where after we bottom out, dip a good amount, like 70% or more, what do? We just recover and then just moon. Dip, recover, moon, dip, recover, moon, dip, recover, and moon. And I mean, if you want to say this time is different, you might be right. And, shout out to you if you are right and you are in that camp. But honestly, there is something to say about keeping things simple, keeping things seasonal, rhythmic, and on a cycle. So, I mean, we'll see, guys. We really will see. But yeah, something as simple as the RSI, right? And obviously you can't take that to the bank. But in previous cycles, we peaked out at 99.56 on the RSI. Over here at 97. Over here in 2017 at 96. Even March of last year, or last year, lol, 2021, where we peaked out at our 65K initial peak. It's 91, right? So RSI has always gone above 90, sometimes reaching damn near 100, sometimes reaching just like, not sometimes, but just this last cycle reaching about 91, 92. But to say that this cycle peaked out at 77 RSI, I mean, that would just be a sad cycle. It could be the peak, but it would be a sad peak. And I think most of us would agree if we said that was a peak, like not even 1% above all-time highs, or just a few percentage points, when previously we went from, $30 all-time high to $1,000 all-time high to $20,000 all-time high, going from, like, I could do the actual percentages, but what is that, like 40x from one all-time high to the other, and then, like a 15x and then a 3x. Like, definitely diminished returns come into play, but to go from a 3x to like what, a 1.1x is just insane to think about. And but that's just me, right? Anything can happen. We might have a scam top this cycle, and then have a premature top next cycle. Like, you never know what's going to happen. You can always point out a different possibility. But I just again that IQ meme is like, sometimes it's okay to just keep things very simple and zoom out. So that's my rant on the overall macro, right? And yeah, I guess we'll just see what happens to our favorite coins, and they are decorrelated in some sense, where you could argue less decorrelated because now they're kind of a play on ETH, a leverage play on ETH, because the SAC Addy has 170,000 ETH, which they've actively bridged in. But even then, no expectations. You don't know if they're going to bridge in more. We'll see, right? But historically speaking, Pulse kind of pumps sort of whenever it wants. Although an interesting thing to note was this rally right here from January of this year up to March of this year was correlated with Ethereum. It was. And then Ethereum made, I think, a double peak and then dipped recently, whereas Pulsechain was just going down. So it was correlated and then decorrelated. And then so the actual correlation of it doesn't really have much consistency. And again, this is a very young chart. Pulsechain is only a little over a year old. So it's really hard to gather a pattern and extrapolate patterns when you've only had a few data points to actually look at. But yeah, I mean, we're really low, guys. We're oversold on the RSI. We had this nice bullish divergence playing out on the daily, which you could argue has become invalidated in the short term because, you know, we had lower lows, lower low, lower low, higher low, higher low, higher low on the RSI. And now we actually broke the low on both the RSI and price, although this RSI is still lower than this June low, right? 466. And now we're at a little under 4, whereas the RSI went from 27 to now, you know, 27.2 to about 27.6. So you can point out divergences on multiple time frames, but RSI can do a bullish divergence and then invalidate, and then do bullish divergences and invalidate. I think a good example of this would be the incentive token chart. Truly, like if you looked at, let me remove all these moving averages real quick. So if you look at last year, for example, on incentive token, notice how we had here. Let me do this real quick. We had a bullish divergence forming across about a month, right? August of 2023. We had a low on RSI about 23, and then 26, and then 27. So higher lows, and then even 32, right? 31. So higher lows on RSI, while price was sort of doing this rounded bottom, $2, $1, 90 cents, you know, about 80 cents. And then we had this rally, but then what did we do? We dipped down to like 40 cents. So even though you can have these bullish divs, something like that, right? Even though you can have these bullish divs, it'll take me a second to chart this. They can be invalidated, and then you just get a new set of bullish divs. So, you know, and everyone who kind of accumulated here thinking they got the lows and averaged about a dollar, immediately all of a sudden are 50% down. And then they kind of have to believe in the next bullish div. And then that could happen in perpetuity as long as a market is bearish. So none of this stuff is certain. If it were easy and it were certain, then everyone would be trading the very simple, easy, certain indicators. But because that's not the case, you get emotions in the market, you get impulsive decisions, you get bad decision making, and that's just the name of the game, you guys. But yeah, even on incentive token, right? Things like incentive token, which you could argue are leverage plays on PLS, have been forming bullish divergences on the daily. And again, the daily is just a choice. Truly, it's just a choice of time frame, whereas you could have multiple different time frames where you chart these things. But yeah, who's to say we don't, you know, psych out everyone? Okay, we go to $3-4 on ink, and then we just dip back down to like $1, right? And do something similar to what we did back here, where everyone's bullish. Oh, the bottom's in, right? Because we went from $1 to $2 effectively, and then nope, just kidding. You capitulate another 50%. So nothing would surprise me. Truly, I would hope that you know, crypto can moon because it's truly the people's money. And it's been a while since you really had euphoria in the RH ecosystem, but it's anyone's guess at this point. Bitcoin started pumping in July of 17, big dip in September, then parabolic. Yeah, there you go. I guess I meant concerning RH assets compared to BTC and ETH. Seems like we're just loading the pump. Each one teach one. Yeah, and that's why I have this like let me show you guys real quick. When I go to Ethereum over here, and if I go to like PLS, and then I go to denominator in Ethereum, get rid of these lines. This is PLS in Ethereum terms, right? This is the PLS ETH ratio. So as you can tell, this is forming lows as we speak, and it doesn't have the May data, which I would actually love to have. Probably put that on LookIntoHex soon, if I'm being honest. But this is the best we got right now. And we've been forming new lows. We kind of broke these lows of 7 zeros and a 2. And now we're at about 7 zeros and a 1 and some change. So like I said, with the ink chart, you never know, right? You have these bullish divergences, and then all of a sudden you're 50% down before you know it. But this is kind of an illiquid chart, which you can tell with all these ugly wicks. I feel like the 3-day gives you a better idea of what's going on RSI anyways. But yeah, I mean, guys, we're similar to where we were in the previous lows back here of August of last year. Then we rallied, then we made new lows with the wick and kind of double bottomed, if you will, on the candles, if you can tell. And then we actually rallied to what was that recent April high, where you could have gotten, a 3x versus your ETH on your Pulsechain assets. RD says, LOL, you still at it? Yeah, if you're not still at it, what are you doing? So that's the PLS ETH chart. I showed you guys the PLS chart, which we're probably all looking at. And it's 5:30 p.m. for my time. So let's check if Nuclear Herbs has anything to say. No, all good. Nah, we're still waiting. We're still waiting for some news. Let me open up the Twitter chat. Are people chatting in here? No? That's actually crazy. The fact that we have the most people on Twitter, but there's no Twitter chat. Like, people aren't saying anything. Huh. Pop out chat. Yeah. Empty. But yeah, guys. Those are the markets for you. And we can move on to something like LookIntoHex. If you guys watched the RH Max stream the other day, I was explaining this, so my connection was pretty awful. But yeah, if we look at it now, I can explain a little bit better. The new updates on LookIntoHex.com. Go check it out. We added some watermarks here on a lot of the charts, all of the charts pretty much. But on the ROI from launch, which is one of my favorite charts, Richard Hart's favorite charts, we added the Pulsechain assets, right? So this is a little noisy, to be fair. If we remove everything and just leave something like an EHEX, a PHEX, a PLS, BTC, and an ETH, then you get something like this, right? Like, let's even remove the Richard Hart ecosystem coins, right? This is just ETH versus BTC. And you can see that, ETH is up, 2,000x from launch almost. Bitcoin's up almost 1,000,000x from launch. And you look at EHEX, right? It had its crazy run, being up thousands of X from launch. Now it's, it's struggling a little bit. You could argue as a leverage play on these ROIs. But if you look at staked EHEX, right, it's doing a little better because you obviously had a double on your coins or a 3x on your coins if you were staked, especially through big payday. The yield has definitely gone down over time, and I have charts to reflect that as well. But then you can look at something like a PHEX, right, or a PX share, so a staked PHEX. And it's early days. It's early to see what they can do. And then if you want, a layer 1 like a PLS, then here's that guy, ROI from launch. Everything normalized to 1, and then, off to the races. So we'll see what happens on those. So yeah, you guys can toggle these, mess around on lookintohex.com on the ROI tab. Yeah, just mess around with it. And we added Sol as well because it's doing pretty good compared to its launch, on par with ETH around that time. So, I mean, we're just trying to be fair here. And for the most part, we have layer ones, and then we have the RH ecosystem tokens. So if you guys want to see other coins on here, we can definitely add those. Yeah, just whatever coins you guys want to see, let me know. Like we can add a Doge or a SHIB or whatever you guys want. ROI since HEX launch is pretty much the same, but normalizing to instead of each respective launch. It's chronological from like December of 2019 when HEX launched. So you can see like, okay, when this thing first came into existence, what would have been the best play, so to speak. And as crazy as it sounds, it would have been Solana. We live in an upside down world where a fake blockchain backed by VCs that can turn off, turn on, and it goes down more than the actual sun itself, has more ROI than actual cryptocurrency. But yeah, upside down world is something that sometimes you have to learn to accept and realize that the market can be very irrational. And apparently people appreciate gains more than they do actual principles and real crypto, which is it's kind of a shame to see. But what if Solana just goes down all of a sudden tomorrow? Does this 155x from launch mean anything if you can't access your coins? If you get some crazy scenario like FTX, well, not really, right? But so this is the ROI chart on all the same coins from HEX launch, and we added yearly ROI, quarterly ROI, monthly ROI, and you can check it, in any year and any month for either EHEX or PHEX. So that's your ROI chart. We have liquidity as well, showing the liquidity of like where is most of HEX's liquidity? It's in PHEX and it's on Pulsechain, right? It's on PulseX V1, and the majority of it is on the bid side. So see for yourself, right? Your Uniswap V2 forks, like your PulseX, 8.1 million on each side. Your Uniswap V3 forks, it's asymmetric, so we have like 120k on the ask, 800k on the bid on EHEX USDC pair on Uniswap V3, and so on with live price feeds as well. And yeah, it goes down to even the most illiquid pairs. So have fun with that. And we can add more pairs as well. We do plan to add things like other dexes, right? Like 9mm, 9-inch. Those have decent liquidity for HEX as well, more than some of these. So we'll definitely add those. And the colors change every single time you reload. So that's fun. So just reload until you get a nice color scheme that you like. Shares charts. These finally include the Pulsechain charts, right? Like a PHEX, because the second Pulsechain forked Ethereum and became its own chain. Now you have EHEX and PHEX. Everything was the exact same at the start, right? Like both T-share rates were 27,112 the day of launch, but then they start diverging because now you have two different networks and people, behaving on two different networks, doing different things with different properties. So it's kind of interesting to see, like you saw the PX T-share rate go up above the EHEX T-share rate, and they kind of just match each other for a while. And now you have the EHEX T-share rate above the PX T-share rate. And these are just a reflection of staking activity on either chains. T-share price, same deal. You have it on both chains. You can evaluate them versus USD like we do up here, as well as the market caps, or you can evaluate them against ETH and BTC if you'd like. For example, at the peak September of 2021, an EHEX share was about 3 ETH, which is kind of crazy to think because now it's a fraction of an ETH. And then daily payouts, right, for both EHEX and PX, you can see these different spikes where, again, different behavior, different chains, different results. But funny to see that both are averaging about 7 HEX per T-share on both chains. You can see the specifics here, along with moving averages of that data, because some people like to stake, for a month at a time or a year at a time or multiple years at a time. So you can see more smooth data if you just look at the moving averages, MAs here. Total T-share supplies as well, going down over time. That's good to see. Participation, minimum APY, maximum APY. You can see that, if you stake for the short term on either chain, you get around, what is that? 8% APY roughly, versus if you stake for the maximum bonuses. So let's say like 10 years plus, you're getting about 25% APY denominated in HEX. Again, this has nothing to do with USD valuations. So keep that in mind. If you're down, 90% in a year, you need a 10x in price. Excuse me, if you're down 90% in price, you need 10x in yield to make up for that, which obviously no one's getting 10x in yield in a single year. So it's definitely a long-term play when you're looking at things like APY. Staking would best be done at the bottom, but everyone wishes they bought at the bottom. So wishing you'd stake to the bottom is kind of just illusory, if you will. But yeah, it definitely makes up for the dips, as you can tell from the ROI charts previously that I showed you, where stake tax will just outperform liquid hex in general because you get more coins and you're hoping for price appreciation. So that's the name of the game. That's hex for you. And if we continue on to adoption, I added some of my new favorite charts here. This is the classic, just adoption since launch, but I would argue this is a little bit misleading, right? Controversial opinion. This is a bit misleading because when you look at total EHEX and PX holders, you get something on the order of about, 500, 600,000 people. But if you look at hex holders by amount, you see that the majority of those people have under 1,000 hex. So this is liquid EHEX, for example. And you see that you only have about, that's the next one I want to show you. So you can see hex holders by hex amount or hex holders by USD amount. So if you look at something like a liquid PX holder, and I shared this on RH's Max's stream with Crypto Coffee the other day, you can see how many millionaires you have. So for example, right now in PHEX, you only have about 12 liquid PHEX millionaires. Wild. Absolutely wild. Versus, even just on day 167, which is like through 250 days ago, you had about 2,000 millionaires. And now you have 12. Isn't that insane? Isn't that insane? Like prices went down, people cheated, they got out of their positions, and now you only have 12 liquid PX millionaires. 1 billionaire. Funny, that's probably the OA wallet with half of the supply in one wallet. But yeah, we're talking about actual holders, actual adoption. I feel like this is a very enlightening chart to see because it gets rid of the noise. If you're asking about who has more than $100 worth of PHEX liquid, you have less than 40,000 people. I'm sorry, you don't have 500,000 people. You just don't. This is the data on chain. And most people hold under $1 worth of hex. Those are probably the airdrop from the Monarch wallet thing. If you guys remember that. If you haven't been around long enough, there was this wallet airdrop where if you downloaded the Monarch wallet, you got some free hex, a little bit of hex. Pretty sure it was one of the first layer 2 airdrops on Ethereum. Didn't get as much press as it should have, but it did do a major airdrop to like 500,000 users of a little bit of hex. So if anyone tries to tell you like, oh, it's just the founder trying to inflate the adoption metrics, they're just stupid. They don't realize, they didn't do the research before they talk shit that it was an airdrop. So yeah, it was incentive for downloading a wallet, not to inflate the adoption numbers. But that's why you see over 474,000 people have just like a little bit of hex dust in their wallets. But yeah, guys, if you want to see really cool eye-opening metrics like, how many staked PHEX millionaires are there, or staked EHEX, or liquid EHEX, or liquid PHEX, then these are the charts for that. The newest charts on LookIntoHex.com on the adoption chart, the adoption tab. Hex holders by hex amount, hex holders by USD amount. And you have your new holders, new stakers as well. So go check that out. Inflation, this kind of goes over most people's heads and isn't that really interesting to look at, but it just pretty much shows your stock to flow ratio, which is inverse of inflation. So let's say, you had 1% inflation on any given day, annualized, then your stock to flow for that day is about 100. And again, this is for both chains. Yeah, we're trying to get out some smoothened, like actual annualized smoothened data for this, because For example, if let's just say no one unstaked on a given day, which is unlikely, let's say EHEX, then the EHEX stock to flow ratio would just moon, it would trend towards infinity because zero inflation, 1 divided by 0 is infinity, in the limit. So that would be the case there. So yeah, it would be nice to get some averages, some annualized data here and smoothing it out. But the idea is you won't go above 3.69% inflation ever for any given year, right? So that's pretty cool to see. Your combined stock to flow ratio, and then your supply of coins, whether it's EHEX staked, EHEX circulating total, or the same for PHEX. You can see that here as well. And then the final chart is social, and that is coming soon. If you guys can guess what that'll be, that'd be pretty cool, or I could just tell you guys. But yeah, let me check the chat real quick. 0 chat on Twitter, man. Just goes to show a culture difference. It's all on YouTube. Has nuclear hit us with anything good yet, or nah? Nope, not yet. So yeah, guys, that's LookIntoHex for you. You can buy Hex here. This is the GoPulseX.com widget. It prompts you to connect your wallet and buy PHEX, where you can stake Hex, and it just sends you to the GoPulse.com staking front end as well. So shout out to GoPulse. And yeah, this subscription doesn't work at all. So don't put in your email here. I don't collect emails for LookIntoHex. I should definitely get my front end devs to remove this. It doesn't even work, right? You put in an email here, you hit subscribe, and nothing happens. So I'll get rid of that. But those are all the buttons you can work with. There's the donation address here if you want. You don't need to. And that is pretty much it, as well as our LookIntoHex X account, YouTube, and Telegram. Boom. Boom. So that's what we got. Then we can move on to Mintra, man. Like, Mintra's big chillin'. It's been working since October, and then we had our big update a few months ago with our V2 marketplace. So now NFTs don't get escrowed when you put them on for sale. They're not transfer based anymore. Those sales, they're approval based, just like the industry standard is, because we got a lot of shit for that. And rightfully so, because it broke a lot of things like airdropping to holders and whatnot. But now it all works great. And yeah, guys, here we are. What happened 4 hours ago? Pulse Space Ape sold for $333,000 Pulse. Mintra Punk sold for 300,000 Pulse. Same here. Dang. 3 Mintra Punks sold today from coffee.pls to 0xBE. Coffee.pls. That's a nice domain. And see that? Like, I just glanced over that real quick, but if you click on coffee.pls, you can copy to clipboard, view profile, or view on Explorer. I just hit view profile. Then you can tell like they've sold 3 items, earned $1 million Pulse, and spent 0. So it looks like they've sold the 3 Mintra Punks. They have a 9mm V3 LP position, which you can see on Mintra. Some Tank Talk wireless. And the reason we have these is because they load external HTML into our site. So you kind of have to prompt the user like, yo, wait, what's going on here? Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, shoot. Looks like the Tank Talk's been doing some cool stuff lately. What's this? You have to connect your wallet. All right, I might connect my wallet later after the stream and see what they're doing. Multiple apps versus just talking. Good stuff. Good stuff. They have some Pulse Funks. Shout out to the Profile Pick Gang. Have some Dreams NFTs. Shout out to Dreams. Bunch of Pulsechain name service. Let's Grove. Motherfucker.pls. Memetic. Yeah, this is definitely a Tang boy. You can tell. Friend.pls. Banana Board. Pirate. Cybertruck. Pokemon. Yo, this person has some like really solid PNS real estate right here, I would say. Yo, good for them. Good. They have a bunch of NFTs. Yeah, I mean, Mintra is the best NFT marketplace out there. Quote me on that. It's just good. Like from an infrastructure perspective, it's the best. Like we might not have the, the social media and the culture down as much as these 10 guys, but no, I mean this marketplace is tier 1. You have some Watsas. Yeah, this guy is a full degen. Whoever coffee.pls is. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, you can go to. I mean, Mintra's awesome, guys. Like, go check it out. It's almost 9 p.m. in New York. SEC cutting it close on the data line. LOL. Says Scotty in the chat. Yeah, dude. I just have nuclear here on reload. Just waiting to see if he says anything of substance, But yeah, not much is coming my way yet. So we'll see what's good. If SEC doesn't respond, I've heard it makes it easier to win when you fight back. But again, I'm not a legal expert, so we're just waiting here, looking like this kid pretty much. This is us. This is all of us right now. PI guys, Mintra is sick. Go check it out. What's the Mintra pucks looking like? Total volume, wow, 620 million pulse. Floor price 340k pulse. Yada yada. So yeah, if you guys want to see how to use this, it's pretty easy. If you want to see like what's on sale, you would just go to show filters, status for sale. Pretty easy. Lowest price is already hit by default. And if you want to sweep the floor, for example, you would just hit this little broom button, sweep, and then you say like, let me get rid of this. Items to sweep. What's the max price you're willing to sweep the floor at? I don't know. Let's say 500,000 pulse. And then notice how this bar changed. So let's sweep them all. So 20 of them. And notice how it selected all of them up to a 500,000 pulse. All right. The next one, what is it? 550. Perfect. Highlights them all, 20 items. So if you wanted to sweep that, it'll tell you your price, about 9 million pulse to sweep all 20. Boom, connect wallet. You hit a button and you just sweep the floor. So I might do some of that for fun soon. Just sweep some floors and give giveaways. But yeah, guys, I'm tempted to do a giveaway right now. Why not? If you look at like a Gerardo.pls. Oh, not .plsx. .pls should pop up. Boom, here I am. Or you click the NFT itself, right? The PNS NFT itself. Here I am. And yeah, I should probably give some of these away if I'm being real. Like I love my NFTs, but I love you guys too, so I'll give some away. Yeah, so I do have a Tank Talk wireless, for the record. I have a runestone. I have a bunch of pulse funks. I have some airdrops that I haven't bought, but people like to send me. I have some dreams NFTs, 100 days of NFTs. Beautiful, beautiful. I have a better than Mintra funks. Or I have not Mintra funks, and then I have better than Mintra punks. This is the not Mintra funks. I have some cause, some pulse apes, more dreams, more cause, Tengen cause, a forked over Uni V3 LP position, some random airdrops, some PNS, some hex funks, of course Gerardo.pls. Yeah, I just have a bunch. So I'd be happy to give some of these away. Because I don't really list these for sale. If I'm being real, I like to collect them. Have some Mintra punks, some Pulse punks, PLS punks, more Pulse punks, Richie's World. Where did these guys go? More Hex funks, Staker class. Yeah, I've been collecting for a while. I know my collection isn't as big as some of y'all's, but no, I feel like this is a decent ass collection. And the collections I've deployed, the airdrops to the ETH boys who bought some PLS punks back in 2021. You can go to shop to see what people have for sale. Clearly, I don't have anything listed for sale. Offers you've made on things. I made an offer on Frank. Thought he was cool looking. You can see someone's activity on their profile by looking at activity tab. Look at their activity on the marketplace, what they've done, their activity on the launchpad. I mean, come on, guys. Like this is a crazy NFT marketplace. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So when people ask, like, oh, where did the SAC money go? What have you been doing all this time? Did you just fuck off? Like, bro, have you looked at my site? Have you looked at Mintra? Holy. Like, I can see that NFT volume is down in general, but like, guys, this is key wonderful infrastructure that we've built here. So yeah, that's Mintra for y'all. That's the markets for y'all. Let's look into HEX. That's the lack of SEC response. Classic SEC, another L. Everyone waiting for them. They haven't showed up. But yeah, we have a lot of stuff cooking, guys. Like, I've been working with Lo-Fi lately, and he's been absolutely killing it. He's been absolutely killing it on some stuff. I probably shouldn't share. I really probably shouldn't share. I mean, I want it to be a surprise. Like, Lo-Fi has been killing it with the art for us. He's been making some cool characters, some this cool pass. I mean, there's so much. You can see I have my tab open here, my drive for Dreams artwork, because some of this stuff is just so cool. Screw it. Should I share? Let's look at some chapter 2. Like, I'm just gonna share this real quick. Man, I'm probably gonna regret this. Like, how sick is this? All of you Mintra Punks holders who've been asking for an update, asking for utility, like, trust me, something's coming. Something's coming for you guys. This is going to be a chapter 2 pass, a key to a bunch of free stuff. And you guys will get this key for free if you fit certain criteria. So Mintra Punks Minters, you definitely fit the criteria. And not only them, but people from other communities as well will fit the criteria, because we're trying to blend communities here. I mean, truly, Pulsechain, we're all Pulsechain. We are all Pulsechain, whether you're a Tangang HOA holder, whether you're a Mintra holder, Mintra Punk holder, or, you know, a PulseX boy, an Ink boy, like whoever you are, we're on the same team. We're on the same soil, truly. So the infighting, I find a little silly. I find a little counterproductive. I get the idea that, you know, you have to choose an enemy if you want to create the narrative of us versus them. That's good marketing. But at the end of the day, know the price when you do that kind of stuff, right? When you're talking crap online. So I'm just showing you guys this a little preview, because you can't hop on a live stream suddenly and just not hit them with that preview. You know what I'm saying? So we're out here, and yeah, it's a really sick preview. And this is just the start. Like, this is just the ticket. This is just the key to a whole world, which you guys haven't seen yet, which is why I'm comfortable sharing this. If this is the only thing I had cooking up in the background, I would not be sharing this. But no, this is just the start, so I'm comfortable sharing this. Yeah, guys, what do you guys want to do? Drop in the chat. Like, what do you guys actually want to do? Should we watch some Sami videos? Should we? What do you guys want to do? Scroll Twitter? Should we play some Fortnite? What's going on? Sell the sizzle, not stick. I have no idea what you mean by that. L sizzle. I have no idea what you're saying, brother. Yo, 600 people here is crazy. Yo, shout out X live streaming, bro. That's actually crazy. What's ETH doing? 3,000? Not bad. And we swept these previous lows. I mean, this looks juicy to me. I feel like if you feel like you don't have enough ETH, this might be a place to nibble. You know, not throw the full stack, but this looks nibble worthy. I mean, crypto looks nibble worthy right now. I mean, look at that. We haven't been this oversold since back here last Q3. I was talking about seasonality, right, where we grinded on ETH from like 1,600 to 1,500 ish. Like, you wish you would have DCA'd around here, no? For this crazy pump. And again, I mean, not financial advice, but marks like to rhyme sometime. So that looks pretty good. Yeah. I like ETH. I like ETH more than Bitcoin. I mean, we all know Bitcoin is king and leads the markets, and we've had a Bitcoin dominance rally truly for the last, you know, so far for the first half of this bull market, if you will, going from about 38% to now like 54%. But eventually this will top out. Eventually this tops out, and we get our good old altcoin season, if you will. I mean, we've had bearish divergence start since October of last year at about 54% Bitcoin dominance. We went all the way up to 57%, but the RSI went from 77 down to like, it's just been forming lower highs. Yeah, but I mean, you can't be that guy calling for altcoin season every single day during a Bitcoin dominance rally, because I mean, it's just not altcoin season yet. You can tell, right? Altcoin season looks like this. Do we have arrows on here? I don't really do this stuff much. Hold up. How do you do arrows? This, right? This is what an altcoin season looks like. This is Bitcoin dominance. This is Bitcoin losing market share, right? Whenever you see a huge capitulation, dump, whatever you want to call it, on these charts, that is altcoin season. This is altcoin season. So that's what you want to see. Altcoin season would look like that on Bitcoin dominance, and that's when your coins like your ETH, your Cardano, your Solana, your Pulsechains of the world, your Doge, that's when those things like to go euphoric and go crazy. And yeah, I mean, what are we waiting for? Probably waiting for Fed to start cutting rates, probably waiting for ETH BTC to turn around and start an uptrend on the macro. Then yeah, and then a post-halving year is usually where we get our cycle tops, is a Q4 of a post-halving year. If you're just keeping things very, very simple, which would correspond to Q4 of next year. So just survive till 25, right? I mean, that's the general motto we've been kind of rolling with, is survive till 25, and then all of this stuff will play out, and people will actually be excited about things, hopefully, once again. But yeah, I'm all over the place. A little bit of Bitcoin TA, ETH TA, macro, LookIntoHex, Mintra. Waiting on the SEC response to Richard. Showed you some cool new dreams artwork and stuff coming up here with the chapter 2 pass. Yeah, and there we go. So I'm probably gonna hop off now. Appreciate you guys coming on. I'll probably stay live here for a minute more, answer some questions. Might stay on Twitch, just to try to get that viewership up, because Twitch is pretty dead for crypto. And like back when Hexo was on, it used to be kind of our spot back in early Hex days. But oh shit, yeah, it'd be cool to see someone pop off on crypto Twitch. I know DJ, what's his name? DJ Hex, the Hex DJ guy. Oh my god, Cryptomatic, or what's his name? I think that's his name. Yeah, I watch stuff sometimes. But what does El Sizzle say? Sell the sizzle, not the steak. Means to focus on promoting the benefits and excitement of a product rather than just the product itself. Not like these are the features, right? But these are the benefits. Yeah, benefits over features for sure when it comes to marketing and it comes to promoting. Because no one really cares about truly like ETH staking, ETH ultrasound money, ETH is deflationary. That's all brilliant and all, but how about, oh, you can afford your Lambo now after you buy this ETH? That definitely hits the emotions more, which are what you want to hit for marketing as opposed to just features. So yeah, I agree. Also, there's all benefits over features all day, every day. All right, my G's, go check out LookIntoHex.com. Go check out app.mintra.ai if you have some NFTs that you want to sell. Like even if you're not a Pulsechain bro, or I'm sorry, even if you're not an NFT bro, if you had NFTs on Ethereum, they got forked over to Pulsechain, go check it out. Just connect wallet, go to your profile, see what you have. You don't have to sign or anything, any transactions. But yeah, this has been running for almost a year now flawlessly. So it's fine. It's all fully audited. We have a new launchpad coming up with way more features. I mean, if this was not already the best NFT marketplace on Pulsechain, it's definitely gearing up to be, infrastructure wise, feature wise. So go check it out. go list your NFTs for sale, go promote it, make a little money, make a few million Pulse or something. Awesome NFTs that you didn't even realize you had, or that you just forgot you had and don't want. I'll go use the site, right? And yeah, happy Monday. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday. Hopefully we get some updates from the SEC's response to Richard. I am here, tweet at me, go check out the Telegram at t.me/Mintra official. We just crossed 3,000 members, which is absolutely insane. So shout out to the Mintra Telegram members. I'm dropping stuff in there and I'm just chatting in there. I'm hanging out, saying stuff before I drop it on Twitter or on social media. Go hang out, go check out the sites, go nibble crypto, go enjoy your summer. If you already have your position, just chill. If you don't have your possession yet, well, then summers are seasonally kind of boring. Not financial advice, but maybe go nibble a bit, stack up what you can afford to wait a year plus for. If you can't afford to wait more than a year, probably don't nibble into crypto or investments in general. That's just my take. But you guys, appreciate all of you being here. Whether you're on YouTube, you're on Twitch, you're on X. Clearly, most of you are on X here, so appreciate you X bros here. I will catch you in the next live stream. Peace out, everyone.